Kroger Delivery has one mission: to deliver the freshest food right to your door. That's why our drivers are pros. Our trucks are refrigerated. And when it comes to low prices, we always deliver. With $20 off your first order of $75 or more, there's no better time to get in on the action. Mission accomplished. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Everyone has a person in our life that's made a difference. Maybe it was a parent, a neighbor, a teacher. So when people say that your vote doesn't matter, you know that one person can make a difference. That's what voting can do. It provides the power of a single voice to impact people's lives. So this November, use your voice and vote to make a difference. Go to votehq.org to learn how to vote this election season. Paid for by American Independent Radio.
The Canopy Group today.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Still quiet there?
They are. They actually turned the music off because ESPN is here up in the press box level shooting promos for their telecasts, which now I didn't realize they'd fired Dan Schulman. Matt Vergasian is going to be their play-by-play guy. Jessica Mendoza is back, but Alex Rodriguez, the redeemed Alex Rodriguez, has replaced Aaron Boone, who became the manager of the Yankees on that crew, and they've been pretty much dominating the whole place since about 2:00 this afternoon, shutting off corridors and the like.
Pat, they fired Schulman?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
They might have moved him to a backup game,
or does he do strictly radio or something?
Well, then they'd get rid of Sciambi. Wouldn't they?
Wow, you're right. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe there's a backup. Maybe just Sunday night is what they're doing here, and Schulman's going to do what they also do Wednesdays.
Because we carried all the radio games that Schulman did for the World Series. He is outstanding on the radio.
Yes, he is. But they must have done some research that the young vibe they like Vergasian better. I don't know. Anyway, A-Rod's around here. I tried to talk to him for a minute, and he said he'd be right back. And I had to go do a radio show after a half hour. So.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Well, FSN has this game today?
Yes.
Yes. ESPN tonight is doing a practice game.
Oh.
And then for the new team, and then they're doing tomorrow night's game. So that's but tonight they're doing a run through to see how the new trio works with one another, I guess. You cannot, ESPN has financial problems. Mm-hmm. I could save them some money. Mm-hmm. They must have 35 people running around with these three guys, right? With these three people right now. So,
are they ESPN 2? That's where we got it tomorrow. ESPN 2, according to your paper.
That must be where it's going to be on.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? As much as I despised A-Rod as a player, he's an outstanding broadcaster. I really like him when he does TV.
I'll tell you one thing. I just talked to him for 12 seconds in the hallway, and he remains a monstrous guy.
Really?
He's all of 6'5".
Is he still under contract by the Yankees?
No, I think they finally paid him off.
They did.
He's only 42. His contract should still be going because he signed a 10-year one when he was about 32 or 3. I think they reached a settlement after the steroid scandal. But it's so the other night, Joe, I came home to the little condo, and I walked in, and the wife was watching TV, and it wasn't housewives from any place. Mm-hmm. It was I heard A-Rod's voice, so I turned around and saw that it's a CNBC show with A-Rod called Back in the Game, and he's using his resources, his employees and everybody, and the show called Back in the Game, and he's trying to help destitute athletes, and the first one was Joe Smith, the former Timberwolf. I might have told you guys that a couple of days ago, but anyway.
You recall a story from a couple days ago about the 2 burglars in Florida who tried to burn a guy's house down with ragu spaghetti sauce?
Yes, I did. I recall that. Yes.
I certainly don't. And that had to be I was watching Bay Hill.
Oh, really?
I remember the ragu part. I remember the food part. You're
And
right.
the guy wore a onesie, a bull onesie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Why is this? Why is this?
Because I did it again today, and Height had to come in and say, "Yeah, I did that
dummy.
last week."
I remember the ragu sauce. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they've owned the place today, but they've just started playing music again now because these guys can come in and make you stop playing music. They're so powerful.
What do you got, Pittsburgh?
Yes.
My sources are telling me that John Sciambi and Chris Singleton will be the ESPN radio team. Singleton, by the way, will be a Talking Twins contributor to the Mackey and Judd show.
Really? Good.
And Shulman did get replaced by Matt Vasgersian on TV. So there you have it.
Well,
because Shulman did Blue Jay games forever.
I wonder if he's going someplace else.
Yeah.
Because he is extremely good. So.
Are you up to speed on the high school basketball tournament? Do you want
I
to
saw that the Raiders won easily and De La Salle won easily. I saw that, but sure, I'm willing to
Go
be
ahead,
updated.
Brooke.
Well, let me turn my mic on here first.
Yeah.
With 6:14 left in the second half, it looks like number 2 seed Austin is up on Sauk Rapids Rice High School, 51-39.
That must be what, 3? Class 3A?
That is 3A, correct.
Okay.
And then 4A quarterfinal, Apple Valley and Forest Lake, with about 6:40 left in the second half.
I'm betting on Apple Valley.
Are virtually tied right now. Forest
Really?
Lake's up
Go Forest
48-47. So they're
Plucky Forest Lake trying to knock off Trey Jones. Huh?
Apple Valley.
Apple Valley, not to be confused with Apple
Apple
Stocks.
Yeah,
Who
Apple
won the
Valley.
Eden Prairie Osseo game?
Let me find that. Looking for
I think
results
the
here.
Eden Prairies were winning when I last saw that. So
We have, let's see, Eden Prairie 65-38. They beat Osseo.
Ooh,
So the
that
Orioles
must have
go
been
down.
a stinkeroo.
It's about time Eden Prairie had some success.
And you know that De La
Yes, they
Salle
do.
beat Hermantown.
Okay.
Let's see, anything else? Those 2 games are live. That's all I have for you right now.
And the Daniel Otura, I saw, was 12 for 14 from the field today, which means he probably must have been shooting 2-footers. The big kid from Cretan who's going to the university.
Is he going to be Mr. Basketball?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's nobody else. I mean, well, no, wait. Could be Trey, right? Could be Trey. Could be
Trey
one
Jones,
or the
sure.
two.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think they might already announce. Did they already announce Trey?
I
I'm
will
not
look
sure.
it up.
How did the Raiders get Oturu? Where did he come from?
Good
Don't know.
recruiting. Good recruiting.
Don't know.
All the way from Ethiopia or wherever?
Well, I found I learned today in a brief conversation with a former Cretan-Durham Hall point guard,
Okay.
a tall point guard, that their point guard this year is from Bram, which even by Cretan standards is a far reach,
Right,
isn't
That's
it?
a hell of a commute.
I think maybe the family moved, but whoever the kid is, he wanted to play with Otura. So there
Well,
he
I
is.
think I can tell you, I think your paper did a spread on him today.
Let me ask you this, Pat. Would the undisclosed mole that you have give you that information? Would he be easily identified in a, what was it, a picture for the
yes, with the Oxford Jimmy Lee playground.
basketball, Jimmy Lee rec playground?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
it would be
Okay, good.
easily spotted. in
Okay,
that
good.
group.
We're not going to name this gentleman,
No,
but
we
now I
will
have a
not.
better picture.
Are you
Well,
talking point guard Ryan Larson? That's his
Apparently,
name. I believe
I
that's
don't
his
know.
name.
My source, my inside source, did not tell me what the kid's name. Just that the point guard is from Bram.
Got it.
I believe that's Ryan Larson. He's not a large fellow.
But he's apparently good. They're supposed to be terrific. That Cretan.
We have not announced him, but here are your 5 finalists, Patrick, from Mr. Basketball in 2018. Trey Jones of Apple Valley, Gabe Kalsher of De La Salle. I hope I pronounced
Gopher.
Owen King, Caledonia,
Don't know where he's going.
Orturo from Cretan-Durham Hall, and Calvin Wishart of Delano is one of the 5
Wow.
finalists. So
Well, I would think it's down to Trey and Oturo, wouldn't you?
probably.
I would imagine so.
All right.
Now, can they face each other?
Oh, Kalsher, by the way, is having a hell of a year, too. He's supposed to really be able to shoot. He's going to be a gopher, the De La Salle kid.
And And the brackets, let me see, that would be AAA bracket. I'll look for you.
No, before A. Can Cretan Hall face Apple Valley? Why
in
not?
the second round? Well, they'll face them if they're in different brackets, they'll probably face them in the finals, unless the feisty Forest Lakes beat them.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be quite the upset, wouldn't
Yes,
it?
it would. I would guess so.
Rook, take us to break, and we'll be back shortly.
I can do that, sir.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner.
Have the Timberwolves secured an above 500 season or just a 500
Just
season?
a 500 season. They would have to lose the last 10, I believe, to finish 500. They will they'll win a few before that. That was a very big victory last night for them, and they should have beaten that team, and they did. So
Their playoff probability is more tenuous than the Wild.
oh yeah, but it's not terribly tenuous. If they win 5 of the last 10, and they should win 7 or 8 of the last 10, they're probably in.
Yeah, but
they had a good night last night.
Joe, I don't know if you saw this, but Tibbs is clearly playing his guys too many
Oh
minutes
yes,
again last
we're
night.
very. That was all anybody gave a damn about. The minute police were really out last night. But I saw Ashy tweet that out with about in the middle of the third quarter. The minute, but he says, "Turn on the sirens. The minute police are out."
What, there are people that don't want players to play that much?
Oh, they're very upset about Carl Anthony still being on the floor with 2 minutes to go and a big lead. They were obviously trying to get him 30 points, but they play again Friday, Joe. I think he'll be rested. This wasn't a back-to-back.
Right.
This wasn't a back-to-back, but I'm trying to think of the proper noun with which to describe these people, and they're all
Profane?
They're
Ass
all
wipes?
Well, that's close, I was thinking about
General area.
I almost used a word that starts with D that
head.
is sometimes used as a sexual device, but I did not. Not use it. That's right. So anyway, but people are.
They want our athletes.
They wanted the greatest. They wanted the most important victory of the season, but they're still mad.
Mm-hmm. They want our athletes to be coddled, is what they want.
Well, generally though, they like them to be tough, right?
Right. You would
But
think.
now they want him to be coddled, and everybody's really happy that Derrick Rose sprained his ankle because they knew he was going to get hurt, and there was no reason to ever sign him. So they're very happy that he sprained his ankle and played only 7 minutes.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
Do they watch on TV and go to the Twitter?
Well, they don't like Tibbs because he yells at his players, and he's grumpy, and he doesn't have his team shooting the 3-pointers. Plus, the way Wiggins played last night, they really didn't have anything to whine about, so they had to go back to the minute card. Right? Mm-hmm. Right, Reavers?
Yeah. Joe, to kind of put this into perspective, I think they're the same people that when they listen to the first hour of your show, they just call in to swear at me to tell me what they think of you about the president, and then they hang up. Those are the same people.
I thought they all threatened to stop listening.
Yeah.
Tell them they're liars.
I emailed one guy back and said, "You won't."
No, you won't. You're bluffing. Yeah. You're bluffing. But I really don't.
You're turning into me. So
I read
you're
the day
antagonizing.
I read the day that Don and Kelly aren't real, and John Kelly aren't real happy that the Washington Post knew about the capital letters. Mm-hmm. Don't congratulate him about 5 minutes after Trump congratulated him.
Well, you know what they should have put the instruction was, please congratulate him.
Yes,
That he wouldn't have.
Exactly right.
Right.
Do the opposite.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, go ahead and congratulate him. It's fine.
The things people get upset about just marvel me. It's just inconsequential. Who gives a rat's behind?
I did for the first 20 minutes.
The story here, Kenny, is the story is not whether or not he should have congratulated him. The story is he was begged not to congratulate him, and therefore he did.
Nobody seems to remember. Well, I brought it up with Such, and Joe said you
brought it up on the air.
On the air that Obama did the same thing.
Yeah, but I would have expected that.
2012.
That would be typical for him.
And,
Well, to me, it's typical.
in 2012, we didn't know that Putin was.
No, I think we did because I went
interfering in our elections.
Well, yeah, that. But everybody knew it was a corrupt election, and everybody was criticizing Obama for doing that because of the Russian election was corrupt.
646-8255.
Call now. Phone lines are open.
Ask for Kenny or Pat.
But my thing is, both of these presidents were just doing the presidential thing. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? I don't know. Whatever.
Not me.
Who cares?
If I called Pooty, I couldn't tell you what I'd say on the air.
Oh, well, it's kind of fun.
I say like gladiator movies, Vladimir?
I think it's...
I'd get weird on him.
I think it's kind of fun having this guy. He's just worth a laugh a day, that's for sure. We need these.
If he's not spraying powder on people and killing them.
No,
he
means
about
Trump's worth a laugh a day.
I thought
I don't think Pooty's worth. No, I'm not. I don't approve of.
I am not pro-Putin.
I don't approve of poisoning an entire restaurant in order to kill a couple of people in there having dinner.
Okay,
Pat, who's going to be the
You're
U
on
of M
record.
hockey coach?
I'm hoping for Motzko, the coach at St. Cloud State, even though I love the Huskies, but I got a hunch they're going to go younger. I think they might. I'm betting. Everybody says I'm wrong, but I'm betting on Pultulny, the kid up in northern Michigan.
Oh, yeah?
He was only up there a year, but he's a former assistant. And
didn't he play here?
And he scored the
winning goal.
Scored the winning goal when that was him, right? Not his brother.
Yeah,
And one of the national title games.
The one that ended the streak of not having a national title in 23 years. So.
Well, Don left pretty graciously, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. Once they told him they were going to pay him, he was ready to get on out. I was saying yesterday that when I had a nice chat with him last year when he was in here doing his radio show. I said, boy, this guy's different because he's not mad at anybody, even me. Mm-hmm. So you could just see that he was ready to say, I'm just sick of these people whining, and I'm going to coach one more year, and the hell with them. So. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
might he be done forever? Or do you think he could land somewhere else?
Who raised the specter today of him going back to because they spend like 2 months a year up in Alaska, he and the bride. Mm-hmm. Him going back to coach Alaska Fairbanks. Do you think he wants to go back there and finish ninth in the WCHA every year and take those thousands of mile flights? I don't think
it's dark all winter up there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
why would he go there for 2 months a year? Does he have a cottage or something?
Yeah,
I think he
coached up there. She's from Alaska.
Oh yeah,
and that was his first coaching job, and he met her up there, and has a fondness for having grizzly bears walking through the front yard. I guess I don't know.
I would too if it was light out.
Who's the name of it? What's the name of the guy that went up there and lived that shows up on Channel 2?
Sarah Palin.
No,
George.
What's the Channel 2?
Dick
Premicky. Dick Premicky. Maybe he's like Dick Premicky. He's alone in the woods up there.
Boy, could that guy build a door?
Damn, he could.
The hinges alone.
Carved his own hinges.
The hinges. Yeah. My goodness.
I've watched that show a few times and thinking, boy, I would need a damn strong sleeping bag if I was going to be alone in the woods.
The only thing that upset me about Dick's cabin is the John was right next to his bed where he lays his head.
Yes,
right next to it.
And you see the place Pat would build? It looked like the dog box.
No, I see the plane.
The grizzly bear would come and drag it down the street.
Well, there's no streets, Pat.
He'd haul my fat ass out of the woods, and they'd eat all winter.
My mental picture is the plane that drops off the supplies with the big red X. It would just keep piling up, and the guy would say, I wonder what the hell. So he'd finally land, go to the ring of fire pit, and there would just be a skeleton of Pat who had done absolutely nothing.
Everything's unopened.
He just sat there.
Sports Talk will be back shortly.
Where's cable? What time's the game? Where's the remote?
I'm naked and I'm afraid.
Rook, are you there? Rookie, are you there?
Sports Talk will return shortly, but now thanks to our good friends in Owatonna, Minnesota at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
You know, I don't think you're giving Patrick enough credit. I think you'd find his skeleton next to the fire pit with the spoon he carved right before he died.
Right.
There'd be a note saying, I did it, and that would be it. A weird day on Wall Street today, and it's even weirder because I just realized I don't have the script in front of me, so we're going to wing it here.
Make it up like
I don't know what I did with it. It was here like a minute ago. A weird day. Stocks were higher, then lower, then higher, and right before the close, the market moved lower again. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended up down 44 points today and closed in negative territory for the year now at 24,682. The Nasdaq Composite was down 19 points. The S&P 500 fell 5 points today. General Mills shares fell sharply after the food giant issued a profit warning. The company said higher costs will eat into its operating profit for the fiscal year ending in May. General Mills shares down 9% today. Home alarm maker Kidde is recalling more than 400,000 sensor smoke alarms because they are at risk of not working properly to alert homeowners of a fire. Kidde said a little yellow cap was left on one of the sensors during the manufacturing process, and that may prevent these smoke alarms from working properly. They were sold at places like Walmart and Home Depot, along with retail sales online through last October. That's 400,000 of them from Kidde. Again, the Dow down 44 points today. I'm Bruce Vail with Your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
Bruce, that was beautiful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely no script in front of me here.
If we had any time left, we'd do a traffic, and it would be sponsored by Walgreens. Big closure coming tonight for 35W between downtown and the crosstown. Both directions closed between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. The blue and green lines back on schedule after earlier drama in downtown Minneapolis. And if you're running between the downtowns on 94, both directions seeing a nice fast flow, 11 to 12 minutes right now for 94 between the DTs. That's all I got left in me, unless you want a forecast. Mostly cloudy, 27 degrees tonight, then partly sunny, 45 tomorrow. I can't go on much longer, Rook. Right now we're looking at temperature in the Twin Cities of 37 degrees. And why are you looking at me that way, Suture? I'm just trying to fill time till this dum-dum starts singing, and I got nothing. I got nothing left in me.
Walk it up.
Come on, man. Take over. Here's the microphone. Start singing, you big dum-dum.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
John, I'm going to make notes during this newscast.
You're going to make notes.
I love Donald Fagen.
That is Donald singing. Unfortunately,
got funny hair.
The video's wrong.
Isn't that
driving me nuts?
That's Skunk singing, isn't it? It's Skunk Baxter.
I love
I'm gonna kick all your asses. I
love the Eagles.
Yeah.
I love the Eagles. Joe, you know what these guys wanted me to do? They wanted me to bring that story in again and start reading it to be mean to you.
Well, I would have caught it this time.
I didn't bring it in. So.
I get the impression I told the Joe Smith story before too, right? Yesterday.
Most likely.
You repeat yourself frequently.
Well,
but every time you tell the same story over and over again, there's a new twist.
Yeah, we like it.
That's
Did
a good
I
thing.
I got a story for you today, though. I was waiting to get one quote from A-Rod.
Yeah, and I have some questions about that.
And he blew me off. Probably not realizing that I'm number 9 on the BWAA list and have a Hall of Fame.
A-Rod, I have influence.
When I
Have a
heard
Hall of
you,
Fame
I was sitting at my desk listening to this, and you were telling us about this. You're not groveling to him, are you? You better not be.
No, I said in the hallway, hey, I need one quote. And he says, okay, I'll be right back. And then a half hour later, he hadn't come back.
Did I tell you guys about
so now
the bar?
I'm not never one to be vindictive, but he's not getting my
But
vote.
you
But he
kinda-
wasn't getting it anyway.
You kind of said you hung around and waited, and that's what kind of set me off.
Well, I've done that a whole lot.
I'm just checking myself to see if I told you this before. The guy goes into the bar at 9:59 p.m.
Did you tell us this one yet?
And there's a very attractive blonde at the bar,
Yes.
and he sits down, and just as he sits down and orders a drink, the news comes on. And the lead story is some poor guy's going to jump off the ledge. Did I tell you this one?
I don't think
Is that
so.
ringing a bell yet?
No. I don't think so, no.
I can see what you're doing, Rook. So what you're telling me is I've told you this before.
I haven't heard this one. Have you guys heard this one?
Here's John Height.
It sounds like it's really funny, though.
Joe, keep going. It sounds fascinating.
And he said, "Can I buy you a drink?" And she says, "Well, sure." And he says, I hate to see this guy on the ledge. He says, I'll bet you $20 he jumps. And the blonde says, "Well, I hate to see that. I'll take that bet." So she puts her $20 on the table, and sure enough, the guy jumps, and the blonde goes, "I can't believe that this guy did that." And she passes him the $20, and the guy says, "Look, you're very kind to pay your debts, and that's very gracious, but I can't really take this money. I saw this on the 5 o'clock news, and I knew he jumped." And she said, "Well, so did I, but I think he'd do it again."
You told that story.
I think you told that one. Now I remember the punchline.
You told me that joke.
It's like once a day for the last month.
No. Well, Pat liked it. That's
told me that joke in the hallway and on the air, and now twice on the air. So I know it by heart now.
I'm almost done.
Partly cloudy and 37 degrees.
Go to the boat store.
A state basketball tournament 4A.
Not the boat store.
The boat store. 4A, we do have a discrepancy here. We do know Apple Valley won, but the MS whatever it is, HL website has two different scores. They have Apple Valley winning 65-62, and they have Apple Valley winning 67-60.
Oh.
But we do know they beat Forest Lake.
In both cases, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eden Prairie defeated Osseo earlier 65-38, and Cretin-Durham Hall a 70-48 winner over Wayzata. Class 3A, De La Salle beat Hermantown by 27. Columbia Heights a winner over St. Thomas Academy 75-62, and Austin beat Sauk Rapids Rice 64-55.
Columbia Heights, man, you never hear from them.
No, Highway 65?
I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where Columbia Heights is.
What is the
Hilltop Trailer Sales?
What's the attendance like at these games compared to the hockey?
About 3 people.
Much smaller. You got four classifications, and they're playing opposite each other, Kenny. You got games at Target Center, and you got games at Williams Arena.
Yeah. News notes from today. Judge set
Were you
bail.
really that interested about that, or are you just...
Here's the other deal,
looking at the
Kenny.
clock, man.
They
Kenny's
tried to make this. They tried to make this work, but the jackass coaches and teams whine so much. What they did is a few years ago, or now 15 years ago, they had pre-state tournament games, like St. Cloud would have. They'd have 8 teams in the state tournament, but they'd have playdowns on Tuesday, so they'd only bring 16 teams to the Twin Cities, and then it had some meaning to it, but these jackasses all wanted to come to the Twin Cities, so now they've ruined it completely.
Hey, I just got back from the bathroom. You still talking?
I'm giving you a little history lesson. I grew up when the state basketball tournament was the greatest sporting event in Minnesota.
No, you didn't. I grew up when the state high school hockey tournament was the greatest sporting event in the state.
That was before cars, right?
Right.
News notes from today. A judge set bail at $400,000.
We walked to the tournament, Kenny.
With conditions for the former Minneapolis police
We
officer.
had to tie a rope to each other because the wind was blowing so strong.
How did you get there? My dad brung me.
My dad brung me. Judge set bail at $400,000.
What story is this, John?
Well, it's still the
Officer
police
Very good.
officer.
Oh, yeah.
$400,000 bail has been set
Wow.
at. Among the conditions Judge Catherine Quantance imposed for Mohamed Noor were no contact with his partner at the scene, Matthew Harity, and that he surrender his passport. Bail without any conditions remained at $500,000. Wasn't immediately clear whether Noor would attempt to post bond. He, of course, charged yesterday with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in connection with Justine Damon's death. He's next scheduled to appear in court on May 8th.
Freeman covered this yesterday, and he said that's the standard bail in these situations. So
I
it's
thought
not,
it was $500,000.
Yeah. So it's not really that unusual. But the judge said it today, right?
Right, the 400 with conditions, 500 without.
Yeah, they asked for 5, they got 4.
Yeah. Well,
it's like my contract.
They got 5 without conditions, Kenny.
I asked for money, and they gave me vacation.
Nobody's listening to me, are they?
No.
Nobody
I'm
is
trying
listening.
to because I've learned my lesson.
You taking notes?
Well, I don't think I'll forget the Justine Damon story.
Okay. Police say a suspect accused of stabbing a man in the throat in Menominee, Wisconsin.
Can I say something about Justine Damon, and I don't mean it in any untoward way at all?
Yes.
And it's apropos of nothing, but every time a new picture of her shows up in the paper, she gets better looking. She was a really attractive woman.
Yeah, and the way this whole thing played out with her, she must have, rapped on the back of the cop car and scared those guys. But It's really, and then
If you're that frightened that easily, you shouldn't be a cop.
Right, and then for her to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm dying," knowing that right away, it's so tragic.
That had nothing to do with my point, but that's fine.
No, but I just learning that on that story.
So you disapprove of shooting innocent citizens?
I do.
Good.
Brooks out on that limb.
Brooks out on that
against
limb.
it.
Okay.
3:39 now. Here's John.
Thanks, Kenny.
Hold on, Murph.
Police say a suspect in the stabbing of a man in the throat in Menominee, Wisconsin, might be here in Minnesota. Authorities say the stabbing happened last night about 9 o'clock during a fight at a residence. Authorities say the suspect fled the scene before police got there and is believed to have headed to our state here. The stabbing victim survived, is hospitalized in stable condition. The suspect is 37-year-old David W. Hill, last seen wearing a jean jacket, blue jeans, gold-rimmed glasses, and carrying a red Nike bag. A black man around 5'8", 195 pounds.
Didn't I point this out to you the other day, gentlemen, how popular knives are, what a comeback they're making as a weapon?
I saw a film clip today of a crab in a frying pan that somehow grabbed a knife and was trying to stab the chef.
Come on.
Not kidding.
Was it the Muppets?
No, it was in the tabloids. The crab got a hold of a knife, and every time the chef went to do something to cook it, the crab tried to stab him.
Well, he knew the chef had bad intentions.
That's right.
I'm in the NKA, and I don't find any of this funny.
What did Woody Allen want to do to the lobster?
Well, he got a big bowl of butter to lure it out from behind him.
That's what it was.
I'll get a dish of butter.
Yes.
Last funny movie.
Good effort.
So I maybe walk up this Christopher Cross ramp.
Is this a live version?
It is. Yeah.
And featuring
Michael McDonald.
Johnny Height.
Oh, God, such a long way to go. All right.
That's Johnny Height with the news, everybody. Let's go.
There you go. Good job. This one ends in death, but it's weird enough it should be in this part of the news. A British movie chain is investigating the death of a moviegoer who reportedly got stuck under a footrest while trying to retrieve a dropped cell phone.
Okay, John, I had that story.
Did you?
I just didn't use it.
I thought it was a box of dots.
No, it was a cell phone. He got caught in the headrest. No, in the footrest.
Footrest.
Yep.
Head became wedged under the electronic footrest because he was in a gold class seat at a theater. So one of the expensive ones, apparently.
You know, I would not want to go that way to have people say, how'd he die? Well, he got his head caught in a chair at the movie house.
I am stuck in a pair of handcuffs.
Was it instant death? Or
It was not, actually. The man he panicked because his head was trapped. He had trouble breathing after he got stuck and apparently had a heart attack because of his panic. He lived
you
a
think
week.
This is funny?
I didn't say it was funny. I said it was weird.
It is definitely weird. David Lynch is going to steal this for his next movie.
The man died in the hospital a week later. View Entertainment.
He lasted a week?
Yep.
Wow.
View Entertainment, which
But
operates...
they took his head out of the thing, right?
Yes, Kenny, they took his head out.
He wasn't here for the camping.
View Entertainment, which operates movie theaters throughout Britain, said a full investigation into the nature of the incident is ongoing.
Oh, my God. Well, you know how you lean back in a reclining chair and the foot thing comes up?
Yeah.
Well, he must have bent between the chair and the footrest.
He must have.
And it closed on his head, and he couldn't...
Hey, is your bobber down? What's going on over there?
This isn't Tuesday, is it?
It's Wednesday, Pat. Wednesday.
Why is this such a rotten show?
Wait a
minute.
I just realized something, Patrick. This is your last soiree in the fort.
That's why I'm a little depressed.
That's right.
Yes, I'm coming home.
No more Nickelbobs for
Is
you.
it nice there today?
It's windier than bee jeebers. It's really blowing. About 25 miles an hour early today.
Did you ever get a thunderstorm yesterday?
Yeah, a little bit. Not too bad.
Nobody's making you come home, are they?
Mrs. Royce
that's
is.
right. The wife is down there. Come on home, Beth.
I just didn't. They're leaving here Sunday, so the twins are leaving here Sunday. There's really no excuse I can make up to still be here.
Other than the fact that you own a place and you're paying a lot of money for it.
The New Hampshire Lottery Commission has replaced its Luck Yeah ad campaign with Win Time because, well, they were concerned about the original phrase sounding too much like profanity. Local TV station says one state official, Executive Counselor Russell Prescott, criticized the phrase last month after it started showing up online and in television commercials. But Lottery Executive Director Charlie McIntyre defended the ads. He said that the word luck is an inherent part of the business. He apologized if it was insensitive.
No, you don't apologize for that.
But he added, certainly it's effective. McIntyre said Prescott's complaint was the first he had heard, but noted the ad was designed to make viewers pay attention. Newest biggest thing in parts of the U.S., including New York City, throwing axes in bars.
Oh. What?
Much like playing darts. It's a sport you score just like darts.
Like Crocodile Dundee did, rookie. Except with the big knife with the guy with the mohawk.
That's not a knife.
You don't want to be playing against a bad loser, though.
Are they full on axes, or are they the kind of the half handle
like a hatchet?
Hewing.
They're about like this, Kenny. What was
So
that?
they've got like the hewing axe handle on it.
I don't know what that means.
Here we
but-
go with this rural BS.
What do you do with the deer again, Kenny? What
You have to
You cape it. You cape it out,
You
man.
cape it,
Cape
man,
it out,
and then you
that's
have to
right.
have a fine-hewed handle.
No, a hewing axe, Such.
Oh,
is
yeah, hewing.
A hewing axe is used to make round logs square.
Oh, sure, when you build your cabin.
When I go to Alaska, I'm going to get a hewing.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Where's the hewing
When you
axe?
build
A
your
branch fell in
cabin.
my yard.
I need to make a hinge. I'm just making hinges. He's waving to the guy across the lake. Yeah, we're just making hinges today. We got all the doors, and
The only time
I'll frame her up tomorrow.
The only this is a true story. The only time I tried to put a hinge on in my life was I bought a stereo, a console type of thing from Monkey Ward's, and I put her on, and she was looking pretty good, but the handles were backwards. They were in there with the albums instead of out there. So I had to open them with my fingernails for like 10 years. Because I wasn't going to do it again.
I see
my
the
God.
boat, the supply boat coming by the shore. He doesn't stop. And he say, I put the hinges on backwards, so today we're going to reverse that.
That's why I'm outside. I can't get in.
I cut my fingernail, so I can't get in.
What's it like to be completely helpless, Patrick? That's so sad.
It's something you get used to, Kenny. You can get used to it after.
Coming to podcast one, Royce goes to IKEA.
I think we should.
No,
I
never.
put the roof on upside down. The water's supposed to slide off, but it's been collecting. I thought I had a pool.
Dick Prenicky style film of Patrick in the wild.
Oh my God, that would be so fun.
He wouldn't last 24 hours.
And you know who would be just as good, and your partner up there in the woods? It should be Jay Coles, just another
Yes. Oh, is he
complete
bad? Is he?
complete meathead.
Oh,
yeah.
Judd too. Judd's horrible.
Yeah, Judd would be
Judd
helpless.
can't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tells stories. Oh.
Hey, did you bring the socks? I'm out of socks. I can't darn these. I need your sock brown. Next time, I need some brown ones. They don't show the dirt.
Then have Snoop Dogg be the narrator.
What is these man?
These animals to eat him.
Why is this man doing this?
Anyway,
Snoop, hand me that wrench that I carved out of pine wood, will ya?
throwing
That was a bong.
Snoop, why are there holes in this screwdriver?
scoring is similar to darts in this throwing the axe competition.
Are we still on that?
Yes. Players aim at a wooden board painted with a bullseye and rings corresponding to different point values. In the place in New York, it's called kick axe throwing. They do serve beer, but they do not serve hard liquor. So they're not worried about patrons getting out of hand. Kick-Axe mainly caters to casual players. There are locations across the country, though, where enthusiasts play the sport competitively, including Chicago's Bad Axe Throwing, a Canadian-based chain of 18 different venues.
You got to bring your own tool?
Probably have your own axe, yeah, I would think, huh? If you're a professional, huh?
Like a pool cue. You're carrying around
Yeah.
a little satchel.
Chicago, like the whole band.
Yeah. God, there's like
Let's look at
20
another animal. These are beavers. Oh, look like, oh my God. That's a crocodile. That's Wally Gator. Look how they stand up on their toes like, hey, cuz, we got to get up out of here, cuz. Come on. We got him cornered right now. Oh, wow. Were they going head up with him? They ain't scared of him. What is these animals?
Hey, Pat.
Sir.
Who gets in this match play that's underway in Austin, Texas?
Top 64 in the world, and then if some people drop out, they replace them with the 68th, 69th, 70th, 71st. However.
What do you got coming up?
I have. He's back, Brandon Lang.
Oh boy,
the tipster of them all when it comes to point spreads. He'll update us on the Sweet 16, and then I'm going to have my annual conversation down here with Seth Stowes, the #1 expert on the Twins minor league system at 5:00.
All right,
he's down here hanging out, and I'll get his observations.
And this concludes your Florida broadcast.
Yes, it does.
1500. ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's it's 37 degrees. The ride with Patrick is going to be coming up in just a matter of moments or minutes.